welcome back to Romance Club. We just got the update. Well, I just realized that I got it. Username, I think, ... of the Christmas music. I haven't heard the Christmas music in freaking forever. Oh my gosh. As you can see, I'm on day 155 of my logging in. I get 6 gens a day from that. I'm gonna do that. Ooh, it's a new story. Path of the Valkyrie, very fun. We'll read that later when I get to that video. I might play that pretty early. We're gonna watch this ad. Oh, need that. Before we get to monetize. Wow, and we're watching an ad together, okay? I'm pretty sure I'm about to play Heaven's Secret, but I think so. So let's see here. It says Heaven's Secrets episode 1 through 4. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. Look at my gym shoot up. I'm ready to go. That's a lot. Oh, we're starting the final season. Oh man. Oh, this Christmas music bringing back times. That's so nice. It's been a while. Let's see. So this is by the rhythm. It says final episode 7, 8, and 9. So that is concluding this timeline. I need to play it. I'm still mad from last time, but I'll get to that then. Let's see. Chasing Years, season 2, 7, and 8. Legend of the Willow, season 2, 2, 3, and 4. Dracula Love Stories, season 1, 8, 9, and 10. That sounds like the final episodes of season. No, there's 12. There's 12. Okay. So next update, they'll be doing the final episodes of the season, of that season. Okay. We got that going on. Then Left from Outer Space, we have episodes 5 and 6. And then Path of the Valkyrie, episodes 1, 2, and 3. I even like this whole thing here. Oh, that tree is gorgeous. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. This guy gives me weird vibes. I'm not sure. But the main character, she looks dope. So I'm very excited to start that. But it's always gets the most comments and biggest discussion. So I'm pretty sure I know what you guys want to see. I don't even have that in frame. Okay. That's in frame now. Okay. So I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and start with Heaven's Secret. I had decided before I got started to just do the update with all the episodes in one go. So just one-stop shop. Y'all pull up some popcorn, whatever you get your snacks, and go. But 4 episodes, ooh, I might be pushing it, but maybe some of them will be short. I doubt it though with Heaven's Secret. You know what? Let's just get started. Malbon is back. What's his next step? What's he gonna do first? I don't know. I'm gonna need to buy some tea. Oh my god. Y'all see that? Oh, of course I don't because I have it turned it upside down. Okay. Brand new screen. What's he gonna do next? That already looks freaking super ominous. He's changed clothes. Is this what's left of the dorms? Why does it look like we're like halfway living in a prison, but the ceiling suggests otherwise? Okay. So, small recap. Malbon stole my boyfriend. He's in there somewhere. We're gonna try to get to him or convince Malbon that maybe he doesn't have to be so evil. Fincio is an idiot. We knew that. It's just now officially confirmed. And let's see. Satan is dead. We killed Satan, which makes 0 fucking sense. Still, I'm still kind of annoyed by that. It's like we're supposed to have some kind of crazy power. Speaking of the power, we also learned the biggest thing, that Shefa is the main villain of the story. I'm just gonna put it out there. This is all his fault. The only not even useful. The only thing he's actually done is lock a child up in a tower and piss off Malbon. That's all he's done. I'm pretty sure Malbon is the way he is because of Shefa, thus making Shefa the main villain. I'm just saying, I can go into more detail about that. You know, I'll go into detail about that at the end of the episode. How about that? So everybody else can just get to the story. I have a lot to say about that, but... Okay, chapter 1, the calm before the storm. I'm stalling. I'm nervous. I got up on my elbows and looked around. On your elbows? Oh, are you sleeping? Every time someone walked around on the upper floor, bits and pieces of plaster would fall from the ceiling. The smell of smoke and blood had soaked into the walls. It felt like a nightmare that I was unable to wake up from. I've got to get up. But all I wanted to do was crawl under my blanket and stay buried there for at least several months. My body ached all over. Reluctantly, I dragged my feet toward the closet. I'm just checking out the room. Okay. And she pulls some clothes on. I can see my tattoo, which I adore. Oh, that's kind of cool. This music, though. Futurism. Or pure tenderness. Aw. That's just lovely. The moment I stepped outside, I got blinded by light and dust. The bodies that they haven't managed to remove yet were scattered everywhere. The infirmary was overflowing with immortals who were fighting to stay alive. True, their wounds healed faster than humans, and they could endure unbearable pain. But some injuries were too severe and dangerous, even for them. Where's Fear? I could hear Mom's heart-rending cry echoing in my head. I will kill you. Who's she talking to again, Satan? I looked around again. No, there's nobody here. Not anymore. Okay, so we're flashing back to what happened immediately after the battle. You can see, look, you can see dragons' bodies down here on the floor with everybody. I'm worried about Fear. He flew away, right? Most of the demons and some angels kneel before the reborn Malbont. I forgot about the some angels part. Oh, hold on. Let me put my phone on mute. I don't want to be disturbed. Everybody else gonna have to wait. He stood motionless, victorious, and overbearingly confident. I could feel anger building up inside me and desire to wipe that arrogant smile off his face. Mom jumped up, grabbing someone's spear, and shouted, I will kill you. Oh, she was talking about Bond. She did? She threw the spear. It was an accurate and unexpectedly strong throw for such a fragile woman. What about her is fragile? I could barely follow the spear's trajectory. The next moment, it was already pierced through Malbont's shoulder. When he looked like that, like it was kind of the innocence back in his face a little bit. He kind of reminded me of Malbont, but I'm gonna be sad about that for a while. He slowly grabbed the hilt of the spear with his hands and pulled it out with one short, sharp movement. Blood gushed from the wound. Can you stop hurting that body, please? He grinned indifferently. He then soared up, disappearing high above the clouds. Oh, is he off? Most of the demons and some of the angels again followed him. Lucifer and Aussie didn't follow their kin. 80 hesitated for a while, peering at someone in the sky. Suddenly startled, he spread his wings, staring into the distance. 80, no! He froze, looked at me with regret, waved a short goodbye, and took off following the others. Who did he see? Why was he startled? Something's going on there. I'm not mad at him. Something's clearly going on there. Is 80 on Malbont's side now? No, I don't buy that. Something's going on there. I'm not mad at 80. Among the retreating immortals, but we're gonna need to investigate that, figure out what's going on there. Among the retreating immortals, I spotted Fincio's white cloak. Oh, somebody killed that bitch. How about that? You were bad enough to go kill Satan. How about you pick up one of those swords there on the ground and go and stab that fool in the face? Then we can kill both Lucifer's father and Dino's father. Then we'll be on equal playing field. Mom and I, barely able to stand on our feet, looked desperately at each other. Satan's dead, but we lost anyway. So you considered killing him to mean that was victory? I don't think killing him was the problem, but alright. Yes, we need to remove the bodies. They lay here all night. I like this outfit though. Dino gave instructions to the handful of students left. They were cleaning the school, trying to repair the damage caused by the battle. His voice brought me back to reality. I went up to him. How are you? Dino stopped. I'm okay. Dino avoided eye contact and waved dismissively. Sorry, I have to deal with all this. Yeah, I understand. Dino was holding up okay, but it was painfully obvious he was struggling to come to terms with his father's betrayal. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. He has to feel betrayed himself, really. Yeah, I mean, someone he had an antagonist relationship with him, sure, but that's still his father. Yeah, like, how do you come to terms with that? He just did some really awful things. Like, where is he? I wonder if we're gonna do, like, more flashbacks. Hundreds of corpses were scattered all around. I felt uncomfortable being so close to death. With horror, I imagined my earthly body laying just like this as soon as my soul left it. I stepped up to one of the fallen, Path of the Angel. It was an angel. Not so long ago, he was full of strength, energy, and warmth, but now... I closed his eyes, but they opened again. A shiver ran down my spine. Then I bent over him, seeing my reflection in his pupils. And the reflection began to spin and move further away, slowly becoming replaced by another image. I saw the battle. This angel was fighting a demon, but suddenly... We'll talk about this in a minute. This angel was fighting a demon, but suddenly threw down his sword, shouting, "I don't want this war. This is wrong." In response, the demon pierced him with a spear. Angels are trying to make peace, but demons don't want it. That's not necessarily true. Pain and blood is their element. Also not necessarily true. I don't believe that. That's dope too. Looking kind of cool. But let's talk about that. Did she just see this angel's memories? Like, legit. Is that part of her powers? Why did they manifest only then? I mean, a stressful situation, sure. I don't understand. And Shefa, of course, is no help to explain anything because he don't do shit. He don't know shit. But Melody, Mom looked tired and nervous. She grabbed my arm and led me past the academy walls. Crowley is doing really badly. Don't care. What's with him? He was wounded during the fight. Okay, bye. Now more than ever, the school needs a firm hand. But what do we have instead? An old man on the brink of death. Immortal, my ass. She said it with disdain. I realized that Mom doesn't tolerate any sign of weakness, be it hers or anyone else's. Turning around in the corner, we ran into Lucifer. How's this gonna go? I'm prepared for anything here. Also looking pretty dope. Seeing me, he started and shuddered as if he got scared. Lucifer, some of the time, Melody. And he kept on walking. Okay. Is this like romance? I'm not trying to romance him, But I feel like we should say something, though. I kind of feel bad leaving that there. I feel like we should try. He also might need his space. I don't know how long it's been. You know what? It's my favorite number, 22. That's a sign. Mom, wait. What's the matter? Give me a few minutes. Without waiting for her answer, I turned around and hurried after Lucifer. Wait. Without turning around, he said, I'm fine. I know you're not. He stopped abruptly, which caused me to crash into his back. He turned to me and put his hands in his pockets and froze. I'm listening. What? Well, you know everything. Don't talk to me like that. Don't you dare. Okay, not the best start. Lucifer looked at me confused, but soon his expression softened as if he realized something. He took my hand and led me around the corner. Oh Lord. That's... Okay. That's not what I wanted, but okay. We're here now, so... as soon as we were out of sight, Lucifer pressed me against the wall, kissed me on the lips, then went down on my neck, covering it with many light kisses. I gently pushed him away. Lucifer, no. Why? Isn't this what you wanted? No. He pulled back and looked down at me. Then what? I touched his chest and spoke softly to convey the meaning of my words. I want you. And he understood. He gave a start, but looked away. I'm sorry about what happened to your dad. I really am. Don't apologize for that. Huh? I'm a demon, and I can see the good in every bad thing. A necessary evil. Lucifer nodded. He pursed his lips and said reluctantly, I hated my father just as much as I loved him, and I always thought he felt the same way. Ooh, babes. But that was not the case. A painful grin contorted his lips again. He felt nothing but hatred for me. He gave me up so quickly, without hesitation. I ran my finger across his cheek to make him look at me. When Lucifer finally looked at me, I stood on my tiptoes and lightly kissed him on the lips. Lucifer put his arm around my waist, gently, like never before. Forgive me. Why? I'm sorry if I hurt you. I don't know any other way. I appreciate that apology. I don't think that's a good excuse, though, but he's making an effort. I can give him that, for sure. He's going through a really rough time right now, too. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? That's crazy, like, to have to figure something out like that in such a traumatic way, too, about how your father really feels about you, or, you know, someone who's supposed to unconditionally love you, you know? Melody? Mom came from around the corner. Lucifer and I immediately bounced off each other. Stop it. Fuck off. Seriously? I don't give a shit about what you say. At all. You were not a mother to me. You're just as bad as Satan. Maybe not just as bad. Emotionally damaging was, though. Her voice became harsh. Oh no, not this. I need you, Melody. Well, I don't need you. When I needed you, you weren't there, so now you need me? It's like... She turned and walked away, expecting me to follow her. You better go the other way. Let's talk later. Yeah, I caught up with my mom. You better go the other way. Wait, not now. You ain't gotta explain shit to her. She for real. Hell no. I'm sorry. Nah, that bitch needs to prove herself to me, not the other way around. I mean, that's her mom, I get it, but nah, honestly, that's not She's no longer the mom that she knew, if she ever was. All the beds were occupied by angels and demons. But that scene with Lucifer was really interesting. To finally get to hear some of his real thoughts on his emotions and things like that. So I was wondering how he would take that. I'm actually still glad that I took that scene, even though I didn't particularly want the kissing. Still glad that I took that scene so we could kind of deal with that in a more healthy way. Or I wonder if you didn't take that scene, or if it wasn't available to you anymore because of choices before. I guess maybe being with Dina. Then you would never know, and it would just kind of be something that's up in the air, like you killed his father, but you never know how he feels about it, something like that. Just like I wonder earlier when we talked to Dina, if we were in a relationship with him, would we have been able to pull him aside? Would there have been an option for that? And talk to him kind of about what his feelings are about his father. But it kind of gave us a little bit of a message, like, just to kind of let us know kind of where it is that he doesn't really know how he feels about it yet. And he's feeling a little guilty about it, but I don't know if they're going to go into more detail there because we're not in a relationship with him or anything like that. So, really interesting, for sure. Many of them were unconscious. They fell into a deep sleep to recover faster. It smelled of burnt feathers and stagnant blood. Those who were conscious spoke in low voices, as if they were afraid to disturb the rest. Time seemed to have stopped in here. Mom brought me to Crowley. He was lying in bed, arms outstretched along his body, but he stared up at the ceiling without blinking. Gerald and Miss Lena stood next to him and kept murmuring about something. Inaudible. Mom held my hand and quickly said, "Why are you holding my hand?" "For my plan to work, I need one of the students to be my witness." Not surprised, okay? Not surprised. You know what she needs me for? She needs me so she can get more power. She wants to take over. She wants to be the strong one, the source of power and strength, in control right now. So she needs one of the students to vouch for her, and she expects me to do that. There's gotta be a choice. They've gotta give me a choice to say no. Was my choice to say no back when they asked me, how do you feel about your mother? You have to choose between you feel sad or that you hate her. Man, I should have chosen that I hate her. Ooh, I wonder how that would have changed things. Oh, man. Oh, man, this bitch. Oh, wow. She's a piece of work. As we approached, Crowley slowly turned his head and looked at us. "How are you?" "Like you care." Mom put her hand on his shoulder to console him, but the gesture looked mechanical. Yeah, like any gesture of emotion from her at all. "Not dead, which means I'm still immortal." He coughed, wiped the blood off his lips, and continued. "We need to discuss our next steps." He was about to get up, but Mom touched his shoulder again, almost imperceptibly pushing him back. "You need to rest. No time. Ma bon." Cough, cough. "The academy is very vulnerable now. The students need to be protected." Yeah, I didn't do a good job of that last time, and that was against Satan. I'm gonna say Malbon is significantly more powerful, so I doubt any measures y'all take are gonna be effective. "That's what I'm doing right now." "Crowley, you're too weak. I'll take care of the school." "Is this what Sheffa decided? Or the council?" "Sheffa don't decide shit. He just puts a bunch of shitty people in charge who caused all this shit. Him putting y'all in charge is what caused this in the first place. The council is just as corrupt because he probably put them in place too. Because Sheffa is a villain." I did. But what about who gave you the authority? We don't have time for bureaucratic debates. Crowley, you know I can do it. Mom pointed at me. Former head of the school, head teachers, and my daughter as a student representative, I appointed myself the new principal with you as my witnesses. She a fucking mess. Can we put Geralt in charge, please? I think that would be a better fit. I think the angels had their chance to lead. They need to fork it over. Crowley looked bewildered. He was furious, but at the same time he seemed like a defenseless child. He was against it, but couldn't object, and therefore silently pursed his lips. This is too over the line, even for her. Bitch. Did you decide this for everyone? We're at war, Melody. You don't even know with who, what they're doing, anything at all. My God. Why is the principal an angel again? Maybe it's time for a demon to become the head of the school. That's what I just fucking said. Hell yeah. I don't trust demons. Bitch, they still go to school here. I'm sorry. And there's one right there who you want to be your witness? And that's the problem. We don't want somebody in charge of both angels and demons who doesn't trust demons. What kind of fucking sense does that make? None. Geralt chuckled. Since Rebecca is ready to take this load, I don't mind. You don't? Why not? Oh, are we gonna sabotage her from behind? I got you, bro. I got you. I just want to know, are you doing this for altruistic reasons or ambitious ones? Miss Elena, you're not that naive. You already know the answer to that question. We all do. I do what it takes to keep the harmony in place, Miss Elena. Harmony. Running around saying shit like you don't trust demons. Harmony. There was undisguised irritation in her voice. Crowley. He stared at the ceiling with indifference, as if he had lost interest in everything that was happening around him. Let's be honest, you're old, and you have spent too much time on Earth and here. You're tired, and you didn't bother hiding it. Your actions have become rash, bordering on hysterical. Sometimes you need to know when it's time to step down with grace. I'm not your babysitter. I won't spell it out for you. Let's keep the official pomp and bureaucracy for more peaceful times. You're suspended. That's all I wanted to say. She turned on her heels and left. Crowley grabbed the sheet on the edge of the bed and laughed softly. The soldier fell on the sword that he once admired. And dying, he couldn't help but keep on admiring it. I smiled sympathetically. I was about to leave when I heard Mimi squealing from the other side of the infirmary. Oh, Melody? Mimi. As soon as I got to her, I hugged her tightly. We fell into the pillows and burst into laughter. I hope her dad is okay. Angels, be quiet. I was afraid you'd never come to your senses. Immortals aren't easy to kill. Mimi looked around. The joy disappeared from her face and frightened confusion took its place. Where's 80? Sorry, babes. He died? Oh, yeah, you probably need to come up with... That is a logical conclusion for her to jump to. She covered her mouth with her hand. No, but he flew away. To where? What's with the secrecy? Come on, out with it. He joined Malbon. Mimi shook her head. No, that can't be. 80... I want to say has the right to choose. That's probably what I'm going to pick. Let's talk about the other one. He's a son of a bitch. I don't know what that option would even be. Did the right thing. That's Path of Malbon. I don't know if I should be taking that. I wouldn't say he did the right thing. Because I don't really know what he did. And it's not necessarily true. We don't fully know if he joined Malbon. Maybe probably temporarily, but... something else is going on there for sure. He has the right to choose. Okay, so that was Angel. So son of a bitch is Demon. And the other one is probably Path of Malbon. We have to accept whatever decision he makes. No way. He's a traitor. We fell silent, carried away by our own thoughts. I was afraid that 80 was dead, but this is worse than death. Because of Malbon, Sammy was killed, and he joined him? She waved her hands. I don't want to think about it. I still think there's more to it. Something happened. Why did he look so startled? We sat down opposite each other, tucking our legs under us. How long do you have to stay here? I'm almost recovered. I think they'll let me out tomorrow. I heard my father is being held in prison. For what? I guess being on Satan's side. So, are we somehow trying to... I don't know. I need to see him. Mom doesn't trust him because he serves Satan. Father has nothing to do with Melbon. Mamie, obviously nervous, changed her position and flapped her wings. I've missed you. She held out her hand. We interlocked our fingers. Me too. We started talking about all sorts of nonsense, as though deliberately avoiding important topics. If she wants help, I've already broke somebody out of a tower. If she wants help sneaking in to go see her dad, I'm down for that. I love her dad. I'm just saying. I wanted to distract myself and pretend that no war or threat is breathing down my neck, that there are no deaths, no pain. We agreed that I'd clean the room for her arrival and then left. I went outside. With each passing hour, there were fewer signs of the recent battle. I wanted to believe that all of this horror remained in the past and that there would be no more battles, no more deaths. I looked up at the sky, searching for Fear's silhouette. Yeah. Hasn't shown up yet. Where are you, Fear? I felt all my bottled up anxiety taking over me. He was wounded. What if he didn't make it? I looked around for some reassurance, and then I flapped my wings and soared up in the sky. I thought that she said she heard flapping wings. Oh. Well, he didn't have wings, I don't think. I made a couple of circles around the school and sensed a faint trace of a dragon's energy coming from inside the cliffs. Is he okay? Is he okay? So I went inside. Fear? The echo repeated after me. Fear, fear, fear. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Water was dripping down the rocky, cold walls. It smelled of mold and cold. The darkness was disrupted here and there by thin rays of sun penetrating from the outside. Huh? Several pebbles rolled at my feet. I looked closely at the dark figure somewhere in the corner. Fear! Oh, baby. He's alive, right? I clung to him, hugged him tightly, ignoring the sharp scales scratching my skin. Oh. What's the matter with you, kiddo? I examined him. A piece of the spear got stuck in him, preventing the wound from healing. Oh, I wanted to help him. He endured excruciating pain, not dying, but not recovering either. Oh. It will hurt, but be patient. Okay. This is for his own good. 1, 2, crack. Oh, I know. He bounced off me, fell on his back, got up, fell again, and froze like that for a while. Oh. Fear? The wound was pulsating. The blood gushed down his body and dripped onto the floor. Ooh, I don't want him to bleed out. Oh no, Fear. He went all limp and started trembling. Oh no. I could feel the strength leaving him. No, Fear, please. He saved me. Now he's paying for it? It's not fair. I hugged him more tightly. Don't cut him off. Cut off his circulation. Dragon's breath was hot, but slow and shallow. Like a clock that's running out of battery, its hands started moving more slowly, about to stop altogether. There must be something we can do. Can we, like, tie the wound or something? Rip up your dress. Fear, please. Please forgive me. I burst into tears and kept snuggling against his scales. Don't leave me. I couldn't stop sobbing. Guilt, pity, and something else overwhelmed me. My tears streamed down the dragon's body, lingering on his scales. Fear, please. He shuddered so hard that I fell to the ground. And then he lit up brightly, illuminating the entire cave. You know this is... Oh. Are you kidding me? Look at the scales! He looks so cool. What? How did he get turned into a dragon? I have so many questions. Who are you? Think. I crawled away from him. The stranger was as surprised as I was. He stretched his hands forward in an attempt to calm me down, but he could barely contain his own emotions. Fear? You did it. Was he cursed? Did what? You freed me. What in the world? From what? He started touching his face, looking at his hands. He leaned against the wall and sat down on the floor. Is that why he was so aggro? Because he was just mad that somebody had cursed him and he was stuck like that? We were both silent. The man looked at me as though seeing me for the first time. My name is Loy. Loy. You're human? Loy nodded. Like human? Not like he doesn't have wings. Fidero cursed me centuries ago. Fidero, isn't that the guy in the wind? What for? Fidero, the great sorcerer? Yes. What for? Wait, why? He was silent, looked at me, then looked away, full of centuries-old sadness. I had an affair with his daughter. And so he cursed you for centuries into being a dragon? I thought that dude was cool. He a little bitch, and then he went off hiding in the fucking wind when he couldn't deal with life. Clearly leaving his daughter behind anyway. I loved her. Really, I believe you. She was naive, funny, and so innocent. Was? But as time goes by, feelings fade sometimes. You can't force your heart to love someone. I wanted to be honest with her. Oh, you didn't love her anymore. Oh. I kissed her hands and left. But she didn't want to let me go and took her own life. Oh. Oh, shit. Yikes. Okay. Wow. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I take it back. I can see how he could be upset about that. Yeah, wow. Fidero fell into despair and rage. Now I know why he's in the wind. Okay. Never mind, I'm sorry. She's dead because of you. Ooh, flashback. My daughter gave her heart and soul, and you treated her like an animal. You will experience firsthand what that feels like. He turned me into a sea dragon. I could only regain my human form when someone finally treats me like a person instead of the animal I was. Only human love could free me from the shackles of the curse. Is that why Fidero renounced his post as great sorcerer? Loy nodded. But why are you still covered in scales? He started examining himself again. I still feel the power of the dragon in me. Looks like I'm sort of a werewolf now. That's dope! Looks better as a dragon or a man. Am I deciding something here? I love his dragon form too. I don't know. They're both beautiful. I haven't had a lot of time with him as this form. I can't decide now. What the hell? That's crazy though. Should we just say a man for now so we can just kind of get used to him in this form? I don't know. Or should we have dragon form? I don't know. Okay. Okay. Let's just go. I quietly looked at him. I didn't expect him to be human. Your relationship with fear improved. I need to tell my mom about this. What the fuck? What? Why? No. He coughed and then smiled as if apologizing. Better not. Yeah, better not. You can't trust that bitch with shit. What the hell? Is she okay? Like, sometimes I feel like I'm with her, and other times I'm like, she need to get off this mom shit. Like, why does your mom need to know that? You know she uses everything to her own advantage. She could find a way to use him to gain more power, she will. and not give a fuck about what happens to him, because that's just who she is. I don't want anyone to know who I am yet. He got up and grimacing and grabbed his side. You're hurt. Don't worry. As a human, I can take better care of myself. Go back to school for now. I'll come find you once I regain my strength. I smiled confusedly. Okay. Already in the sky, I turned around. Laura stood at the entrance to the cave and watched me retreat. Okay. Wow. Mom called everyone into the main hall. After the latest events, everyone crawled into their rooms like cockroaches. Nobody ever said these terrible words out loud. Ma bounced his back. Her arms were folded and she was composed and calm as usual. We need to face the truth. He pitted two sides against each other, knowing a clash like this will weaken us. And he got his way. I have no doubt that Malbon is gathering an army, but it's difficult to predict his further actions. The fight was fierce. We lost many immortals. I wanted to thank those who didn't back down for their courage. I want to express my special gratitude to Andy, who helped hide all the angels and demons from danger and protected the school entrance. Oh, that's where Andy was. Andy nodded discreetly. I still haven't gotten used to him looking like that. When can I fail to note the brave act of my daughter who killed Satan himself? Perhaps the outcome would have been different. And yet there are many victims. On Earth, there was a tradition. It's the first time Mom spoke of her former life. I called for a moment of silence to honor those who fell in battle. She tilted her head and closed her eyes. The frightened students meekly repeated after her. The faces of the dead flashed before my eyes, those whom I knew, and then found breathless in the morning. Pictures kept changing in my mind and becoming brighter and more vivid. And then I had a flash. It was as if I had fell down somewhere, then opened my eyes. Malbon stood in front of his army. His face was arrogant and smug. His outfit's kind of cool. Suddenly, one of the shadows in the first row took a step forward. Our leader is dead. You appeared at the very end and took credit for everything. Why should we follow you? Then why did you fly after him? Just to ask him that question? A part of the army shouted yes. All of y'all follow him to ask him that question? Malbon smiled again. So you want to know why you have to follow me? Everything else happened instantly. Malbon moved incredibly fast towards the one that stepped out. A trickle of thick foaming blood flowed from the demon's mouth. Malbon took out his sword, which somehow landed in the demon's stomach. With a careless movement, he wiped off his blade on his leg, first on one side, then on the other, and shouted, "Because my anger is enough to take you all down. Any more questions?" Yeah, why are you angry? And the whole army roared, supporting their new leader. Why did I just see that? A shudder barely contained myself from falling down and screaming. What was that? Visions again? I turned around and found Lucifer with my eyes. Is he still? He was staring thoughtfully at a dot in front of him. Looks like Lucifer didn't have any visions. Then why me? Okay, so we don't have that connection anymore. Malbon's power is... terrifying. Do we even stand a chance against this monster? As soon as the minute of silence ended, Mom continued. The lessons won't be cancelled, but now there'll be a military style to prepare you to join the army ranks. These words excited the students. Do you want us to go to war? There's an imminent war ahead. You can opt out, but you have to be able to stand up for yourself. Heaven has lost too many souls. The Harmony won't forgive this. The harmony won't forgive heaven losing any souls, but forget about the ones in hell, right? Someone shouted, I want to fly out of here. The others echoed the thought. Panic, screams, and fear turned into aggression. Silence. Mother's shout made the walls tremble. Everyone calmed down. It's more dangerous outside the school walls. So you say. But nobody knows that for sure. I'll talk to the Citadel and ask them for shelter for some of the students. That's highly unlikely. And who the fuck is you? Unknown? See somebody from the council, this mysterious council who we haven't seen before. Suddenly they decide to come around, even though they weren't around to help at all with the war. An imposing figure stood frozen in the doorway. Everyone parted, reverently falling silent. Citadel counselor. He slowly walked towards Mom. He went up to her and turned towards the crowd. You are prohibited from leaving the academy until the circumstances are cleared. What are you doing here? Sarah, Rebecca, Melody, Dino, and Lucifer must follow me to the Citadel. Says who? And for fuck what? I think my presence alone is enough. Alas, Dino's father, Angel Fincio, turned out to be one of Malbon's followers. Satan may have been an accomplice. He's dead now, so what does that have to do with Lucifer? Melody and Lucifer participating in a ritual to free Malbon from his captivity. Participated? You call that participation? We need to investigate if they're indeed connected to Malbon. Are you fucking serious? Investigate what? Where the fuck were you when this was going on? Nowhere. This is what I'm talking about. Should've put people like this in charge of everything. Okay? That don't make no fucking sense. This is why I don't like playing the story. Pisses me the fuck off every time. Like, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. The stupidity in this. The storyline. What the fuck? And we have no nothing, you know, to combat this. We just kind of have to just go along with the flow of it all the time. You know what I mean? Like, this is season 3, and yet we've just barely figured out our power. We haven't figured them out at all, actually. They just came out of nowhere, did something at one point. We don't know. Some new shit's happening maybe with our powers. That about it. But mostly we just have to go along with the fucking flow. We're not... We're not dictating our lives in any form of fashion at all. Like... This is just stupid. This is just stupid. How are these people in charge? Why is this a priority here or whatever? Why now suddenly they got a problem? Like, Malbon has been an issue this whole school year, and now they out of the woodworks, you know, whatever. Like, I don't even fucking understand that. Where is Fincio? Do they have him? Are they questioning him somewhere? Who knows? They probably don't, because they're incompetent. They're just taking people who have fuck all to do with fuck all, and they just doing whatever the fuck. You know what? I'm done. Mom looked at me. She was furious. If it's absolutely necessary. I assure you it is. What? It's not. This is for Dino, Melody. You're expected in Heaven's capital. Let's just do this, because you know it's going to piss me off. The Citadel, what is it like, and who are you to it? Don't know, don't care. Y'all just going to do what the fuck y'all want to anyway. Whatever. Whatever. I wonder, does your path of connection to Malbon come into play here? Like the rumors of you being connected to him? Does that come into play while you're being questioned here? And like the stronger it is, the more the Citadel suspect you? Like... But she also said that it would help in some ways. But help in what ways? So this is how it would hurt you, I would assume. That finally that's coming to play. Chapter 2, Discovering the Citadel. My hands were shaking as I pulled out another outfit from the closet. We're expected at the Citadel. This meeting could go either way. pretty sure I know how this meeting is going to go, but okay. Besides the school and its surroundings, I have not been anywhere else. I wonder what the capital of heaven looks like. Drip, drip. Look at the ceiling. The ceiling was linking in the corner, and brown droplets fell into the floor. Yeah, this isn't the time for luxury. Threw the outfit I had in my hands on the bed. Delicate and sexy. Renaissance. Or a black dress. I don't like covering up my tattoo. This is okay. I don't really like it. Let's just go with this. I like the pattern on the dress. Someone knocked at the door. Come in. Are you ready? I don't have a choice. Yeah. Mom held the door, letting me go first. Several sea dragons were already waiting for us outside. Can I take fear instead? Thanks, bye. The citadel is far away. We'll get there faster on dragons, and we won't be that tired. I will take fear. Mom was silent for a few moments, then nodded. I'm glad you were able to get your own dragon. He's not a thing. I don't own him. Whatever you say. And that's exactly why you shouldn't have fucking told her. Like, why was that your first thought to tell her anything? I called him with my mind. He didn't show. Maybe he hasn't yet recovered yet? A couple more minutes passed, and the dragon's long silhouette appeared in the sky. He landed next to me. Lori looked straight into my eyes. I couldn't resist his look and turned away. Shefa, it's so strange to realize that he's human. He was human all this time. Lucifer and Dino came towards us. Please, watch your tongue in there. We've nothing to hide. Lucifer immediately saddled his dragon. The faster we get there, the faster it's gonna be over. Mom also got on the dragon. Let's go. We're landing next to the main building of the Citadel. The sounds of the big city were heard in the distance. Life was buzzing out there. From a distance, the immortals looked like a colony of ants. The weather seemed different here too. It was gloomy with endless rain and wind. Wait, you mean to tell me all these bitches were here? And they didn't come down to help at all? And yet now they have a problem with how events turned out? You see my face? You already know. You already know what I'm reading, how it would affect me. Yeah, you already know. I'm gonna try to keep my composure. The gate opened in front of us, rumbling and trembling. The vibration made me shudder. All of a sudden, I felt so small and insignificant. The Citadel welcomes you. Archangel Yor? What are the predictions? Mom's voice was stern and arrogant. I could see angry, swollen veins on the angel's neck and left temple. But he answered obediently, and his voice didn't betray his anger. Everyone is tense, Seraph Rebecca. But they are not concerned that greatly about Ma Bont. They aren't? Arrogant peacocks. If they're not concerned, then why the fuck are we even here? There's nothing worse than underestimating your opponent. They are already waiting for you. Then what the fuck is the point of us being here? The Archangel led us through dark hallways. He walked in front of us, quietly, almost floating in the air. His hands were hidden inside the sleeves of his robe. He was depressingly silent. Archangel Yor? He turned around slightly without slowing down. Yes? I asked how he felt about Malbont, what the general mood in the city was, what the plans of the Citadel Council were. I don't care, but I kind of feel like we should know. I also don't care how he feels about Malbont, and I don't see how that's... I don't see how that's relevant to anything. What the general mood in the city? Well, I also don't care about that. I don't care about the city. Let's start with the plans, maybe. He didn't even get mad at the question. He smiled and looked at me like a child. That is a question that only the council can answer. Alright. It walked a while longer, then y'all tell me if the other questions, if y'all quest the other questions, if they did something different. I walked a while longer, then yours stopped in front of a pair of imposing doors. They looked like they'd been closed for centuries. Yet, as the Archangel pulled on the handles, the doors opened smoothly. 4 Supreme Seraphim were sitting in a semicircle behind the tribune on the dais. Among them, I recognized the counselor that came to the academy. The Seraphim looked down on us without hiding their arrogant disdain. Okay. We were pawns for them, for whom they had no respect nor interest. If you don't have any interest, then there was no point of us being here, so that kind of seems like a stupid description, but okay. I need to stop! I'm so mad right now! But Mom was an exception. The one sitting in the middle bowed his head to greet her. Here's the 5th Supreme Seraph. A white crow was sitting next to him on a piece of sawed-off log. She was silent, only occasionally twisting her head and blinking. Seems to me that you have secretly removed me from that position. You had a misstep. It was Malbon's plotting. Still, the fact remains. You need to earn the respect formally given you. I'm already working on that. And I'm glad to hear it. Turned his head towards us almost mechanically. Melody, Dina, Lucifer. You've heard a lot about what happened the day before. The betrayal of the former throne Fincio, the liberation of Malbon, Satan's death. All of you are somehow involved in all this. I didn't know anything about my father's plotting. Chief Counsel looked at the crow, then back at us. Children and parents are often strangers to each other. What about the ritual? Lucifer and the Unclaimed. How did that happen? Oh, now you don't know my name anymore? You just said it, bitch. If you're not gonna say my name, I ain't got a fucking answer. Like, what the hell? A daughter of a seraph who was born on Earth and a son of a demon that never set foot on Earth. These were his key elements. You mean it was not valid? No shit, bitch! And had you been there, you fucking know that. I can't. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. I am so sorry. I really am. I don't mean for y'all to see my outburst. Yeah, y'all just here with me and how I react to reading this story. I apologize, really. No, not at all. Another look at the white crow, then deafening silence. But Satan was clearly involved with Malbon. Is that clear? I'm pretty sure he was just pissed off that demons were being treated like shit. Pretty much how y'all are treating pretty much everyone. So... I refuse to believe that Son of Satan did not know about any of that, about this. Why not? Because he's a demon? I didn't know. The crow was silent. Her glassy round eyes darted from side to side without focusing on anything in particular. If my father was somehow involved with Malbon, he would tell me about it. And then the crow stretched out his head like a rooster and she gave a drawn-out craw. Does it like respond to like lies? Because that's the first time she said anything. I feel like everything else we said was truthful. And I feel like that was kind of a lie. Because, even if unintentionally a lie, because I feel like Lucifer thought that they had that kind of relationship, but they did not. And his grin kind of said that he could be lying. The chief counselor laughed softly, put his hand on the bird's head, and the bird immediately fell silent. For some reason, Lucifer got very angry. Don't be mad, demon. The three-eyed crow doesn't lie, and parents do it all the time. Lucifer took a step forward. My father is dead. Who will rule in hell now? We will see to that shortly. There's nothing to see to. I'm the son of Satan. My father is dead. The place is rightfully mine. That is out of the question. The new Satan will be elected by the council, after which Shefa must approve the camp. And if Shefa approves them, then they're trash. That means they're an idiot. Shefa, after all, made you all seraphims, and that was a genius idea, wasn't it? I'm telling you, you cannot convince me. They gonna have to work hard all season long to convince me that Shefa is not evil. Just plain evil, or just a villain. If not evil, then just stupid. Just stupid. Like, He talking about how he didn't want to get involved with Malbon, but Malbon's forcing his hand. But he gets involved in this shit, stupid shit that don't make no sense, like shit that he shouldn't have control over. Why is it that some supreme angel, whatever, is in charge of what's going on with the demons anyway? Like, this is the root problem, and he's continuing the problem. He's perpetuating it by placing these people who don't respect demons all the time in charge and telling them that they have all this power, giving them more power than they need to. Why is there not a demon on this council? They said there were 4. There's a dark shadow back there. They might be, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt. Next time they said all 4 of them are seraphim. No demons are on this council. And this is a root problem. This is what Satan was upset about. Not being connected to Malbon. I really don't think he was. And the others who were following them, because they didn't know shit about that. Some of them should have known. There are so many issues here that don't even... Hell is mine. Hell belongs to Shefa, like everything in this world. Has Shefa ever set foot on our territory? The council was very surprised. He is the creator. Defend the seraph? Are you serious? Hell no! Defend the seraph! That bitch who can't even say my fucking name? Hell fuck no! Who assumed that I was part of that? We were tied to a fucking tree. Bitch. Defend this seraph. I can't believe that was even an option. I can't. Lucifer knows hell better than anyone. Hell is the son of the former ruler. He's the son of the former ruler. Demons will accept him. That was the final straw that broke the camel's back. Enough. The chief counselor banged his fist on the table and his voice thundered throughout the hallway. Ooh. I felt uneasy. You will never take over Satan's post. You are full of arrogance and pride. If that's not the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what is. You've got to be shitting me. He did not just say that with a straight face! I can't take him seriously! He's a buffoon! Somebody chop off his 4 wings! You don't need him. You have no respect for your superiors. You have no humility. And you do? I see. You need a puppet. A horse with reins you can pull on. We need someone who can rely on and trust. A puppet. Speaking of trust. Rebecca. Path of weak connection to Malbon. Oh, mine is weak now. Interesting. I kind of wanted to know if I had a strong connection, but I think I've slowly been severing that. I wonder what they would have said otherwise, though. I don't know. So I thought this would be the spot where it would hurt me. I thought this was gonna be it. So now I wonder about the spot where it would have helped me. Is that dealing with Malbon himself, or maybe dealing with his followers? I don't know. Ooh. I guess we won't find out now. I guess I could try it again a different way later. Rebecca, does your daughter know what the ritual did to her? No? I looked at my mother. Oh, and of course this bitch knew, and she ain't telling me shit about it. Cause she don't give a fuck what happens to anybody. She's just a user. What are they talking about? There are scars on your energy that only the seraphim close to Shefa can feel. What kind of scars? The ritual almost killed her. Why don't I have one then? The chief counselor got up from behind the tribune and approached me. The thump of his heels echoed painfully in my ears. He stopped next to me and walked around as if trying to get a closer look. Oh, I felt the scar as soon as you entered. I don't understand. Our energy is like a vessel. Sometimes it is almost empty, other times it is full to the brim. When facing a tremendous force, the vessel sometimes fills up and may shatter. An immortal can die as a result. That is correct. Or he may survive, like yourself. In that case, the vessel heals, but a scar remains as a reminder. There's no scar on me. Why only on her? Yeah, he already asked that question. Can you answer it? The face of the chief counselor was very close to my— Bitch, get back! He peered into my eyes. He slowly smiled and shook his head thoughtfully. I do not know. Of course you don't. Useless! Fucking useless. Looks like the energy only chose her. What are you saying? You killed Satan. Where'd that power come from? I've been trying to learn about my power in school this whole time. You tell me. But you can't tell me. You know why I know that? Because Sheffa couldn't fucking tell me. He don't know either. I think an average unclaimed is capable of this, even by chance. I think Malbon, by chance or not, gave some of his power to you during the ritual. Oh, so is this like Harry Potter being a Horcrux? And like in his scar, kind of made him a Horcrux, and that's why he was seeing the visions of what Voldemort was doing. Is it like that? Is that what they're trying to say? That's kind of dope. How is that possible? At that moment, there were nothing but lumps of energy, interconnected vessels capable of transferring their energy back and forth. Melody should have died after that, rejecting that energy like a foreign body. Malbon's strength is too great to be subdued. Lucifer looked at me in surprise. And yet she did. She did it. I took some of Malbon's power? Rebecca, report any changes in your daughter. Report? You want our trust back, do you not? Don't pretend like you wouldn't sell me out in a minute. Whatever. Whatever. The chief counsel returned to his seat. You can go. And this is reason number 2. Do never trust my mom with anything. If they give me the choice, I will not tell her shit. I promise you. You can go. Rebecca, stay a few more minutes. We were forced to wait in the hallway. Alright, are we done? Can we go home now? Cause... Alright. They don't know shit. They just run around accusing people of shit. They don't know. They just... trash. While we're waiting for her, no one spoke a word. Mom came out 10 minutes later, irritated and confused. She immediately hurried to the exit. When we came out, our dragons seemed happy to see us. Yeah, they probably want to get the fuck out of here. Mom wanted to mount one of them, but hesitated, seemingly changing her mind. Let's take a walk. What? She took a path straight to the city center. What is this? This looks like fucking Hollow Bastion. Like when Maleficent was in charge of it? I'm sorry, I'm just like plundering into Kingdom Hearts. Forgive me. That's all I could think of at the time. Dude, it's so fucking dreary. No wonder the dragons wanted to get the fuck out of here. Why is everybody's wings gray? The city greeted us with loud shouts and pungent smell of wet, dirty feathers. Why is the city where the Citadel is looking like this? Dragons were flying literally above our heads, almost touching us. The immortals were scurrying back and forth with either weapons or food in their hands. I haven't been here for a long time. Behold the dregs of society. Lucifer looked around and thoughtfully said, Hell is empty, and all the devils are here. Is that like a metaphor, or literally? Hell is no better. Angels keep disappointing me. They do! Damn right! You damn right! Hell is no better. I mean, hell ain't great. But the angels are trash. Let's be honest. This is a neutral zone. Both angels and demons live here, and this is the contribution of both sides. The rain was barely coming down, but it was a real flood underfoot, mud mixed with something else. All the turmoil, the dampness, and the slush around us created a depressing atmosphere. An army of angels passed us by in a straight row. Citadel is already preparing for war. Now they're preparing? They're preparing to defend the capital. That's more likely. What about hell in the academy? Defending the capital is that top priority. All the greatest minds in heaven are gathered here. The council refused to support the academy in any way. They accused me of letting all this happen. Don't comment. Keep reading. She smiled bitterly, as though she agreed with the accusations and was no less angry with herself than they were. Then you stupid. The students won't be allowed into the Citadel, and demons aren't allowed into hell because they're conducting their investigation there. They're forcing us to stay within the school walls. We were trapped and so far cut off from the rest of the world. Arrogant bastards. Lucifer hit the nearest pole, and it broke in two from his powerful blow. A few heads began to turn our way. Calm down, Lucifer. Control yourself. Lucifer grabbed Mom by the wrist and pulled her towards him, forcing her to look at him. You're taking hell away from me, my home, and they aren't even going to defend it? You angels are nothing but cowards and egoists. Mom stepped towards him, but she had to throw her head back to look into his eyes. And you demons are nothing but mongrels, so easy to control and even easier to intimidate. Lucifer got mad, grabbed her by the throat, and pushed her against the wall. Lucifer! Dina immediately tried to push Lucifer away, but he wouldn't budge. Calm down. Lucifer didn't squeeze her throat, only held her so that she wouldn't go anywhere. And yet I was furious. Bitch, why? Hell no! I don't give a fuck what he does to that woman. I really don't. Let her go. It's okay. They locked eyes for a while, and then Lucifer let Mom go. She calmly straightened her clothes. Have you calmed down? Yes. Now is the time to be disappointed. In me, and the Citadel, and Fincio. You caused Fincio so much pain. Why did you trust him? Because I thought he was a good person. How many times can you trample on somebody before they cut your fucking head off, bitch? Like, good? He hated you with a passion. He didn't bother hiding it when you saw each other. Mom laughed. The thing about hatred, wherever there's hatred, there is also love. Always love. The fleeting expression of tenderness that appeared on her face immediately changed to disgust. What he did wasn't out of hatred, it was out of weakness. I hate weak men. What humiliation. Love doesn't make a person kinder. More likely, it makes him obsessed. It made him kinder, even though it's now all in the past. It doesn't matter. I don't care about their love affair. I really don't. I don't. But I want you guys to know. I'll do it for y'all. Mom shook her head as though she was going to refuse, but she suddenly changed her mind and told us the whole story. Haha, you don't get a chance to refuse. I paid gems. Her voice regained its earthly sincerity and tenderness. I just entered the Angels and Demons Academy. In those days, the unclaimed were treated even more scornfully than they are now. Later on, I managed to prove that humans aren't inferior to mortals. Well, no, you didn't prove that. You just proved that you believed yourself to be superior to immortals. Because, you know, shit hasn't changed for us. But back then, I was just at the beginning of my career. I didn't get over my death yet, or the fact that you and your father remained on Earth, and I won't see you again. Don't pretend like you didn't care. I sat on a bench by the statue and prayed in silence. I recently returned from a mission. As if on purpose, they assigned me to a family with a child. I needed to persuade the woman to stay with her family, but I saw that the marriage was destroying her. At the same time, I saw the child's fear of the unknown, the fear that everything is about to change. I assessed the situation and concluded that it would be better for everyone if the woman left. I was accused of not coping with the task at hand. I was seething with rage. I was so irritated that I wanted to burst into tears, but I didn't betray my emotions, even in front of the statue. At this time, the throne Fincio came to the academy. His son was soon to be enrolled. Apparently, he had also decided to be alone, but I already occupied the secluded place. Throne Fincio? Is that his first name? He stopped once he saw me, nodded his head, and was about to leave. but something held him back. What's the matter with you? Are you upset? I had a proud stance. My shoulders were tense. My face didn't express anything, but he felt it anyway. Everything is fine. Nothing to worry about. He turned to run to leave, but then again changed his mind. He suddenly lifted the hem of his cloak and sat down next to me. I heard about the mission. So, as an angel, you cannot support my decision. He thought a little before answering. I've heard of an upstart, an unclaimed, who imagines she can rival with the mortals. It delighted me. I immediately thought she would become an angel. Why an angel? Only an angel can achieve real greatness. We have real power in our hands. That's what's fucked up in this society already. His words thrilled me, although I couldn't understand why. Because you're power hungry. Do you know what the difference is between angels and demons? The side they fight for? Demons are driven by their emotions, while we think with our heads. And a cool head is just unfair. Sometimes angels seem cruel, but they are not. Cruelty is always born out of emotion. We are not like that. You would be cruel if you did not do what you did. His words made me feel better. I will follow your progress. He got up, bowed slightly, and left. Vincia was the first immortal who addressed me with respect, especially one of such high rank. A throne bowing to a disciple, and not just any disciple, but an unclaimed. Okay, so I'm guessing throne is like the title Seraph, or something like that. But an unclaimed. Back then, it was something unthinkable. Later, I managed to win the respect of many, including Crowley, but Vincia saw me as a worthy rival even before I became one. And he respected the power he saw, without getting offended that this power came from an unclaimed. His words became faithful. They laid the foundation of my views. I thought that despite his sorrow, he wouldn't back down from his words. He won't become cruel. I thought we would always share the same vision of the world, even when hating each other. But that wasn't meant to be. I'm sure Father thinks he did the right thing for the common good. Oh, Dina. Lucifer laughed. Your father was a sick bastard who started all of this to wash off the humiliation of being rejected by a woman. He did it only to regain his power. Shut up. Dina grabbed Lucifer by the shirt. You're angry because you know it's true. Still. Come on. Dino nervously let go of him and walked forward. We walked a few more blocks in silence. The views were still depressing, but Mom continued to lead us deliberately through the narrow streets. Why are we strolling here? I want you all to take off your rose-colored glasses. I want you to be ready for war and not expect support from above. I never expected support from the angels. I don't even expect you to protect me because you won't. But you're right. We have to go back. Mom waved her hand and the dragon suddenly emerged from behind the clouds and flew towards us. Fear lowered his body so that I could get on him. His eyes studied me closely. Don't look at me like that. He shook his head and jerked his body. I laughed, but my laughter was cut short. Everything went dark in front of my eyes and I could no longer feel my own body. Oh no, another vision. Malbon was standing in front of a table full of maps. Figurines of demons and angels were scattered on some of the maps, resembling a game of chess. Other maps had red marks. This music is dope, though. Let's take a minute. I like that. Other maps had red marks pointing to a specific path. 3 demons stood motionless in front of Malbon, obediently awaiting orders. There was only one thing that interests me. Victory. And there were only 2 things that would bring it to me. Is there anything new you can give me? He spoke in a strange manner, as if he wasn't addressing the demons. I'm sorry. My husband scared the hell out of me. I didn't hear you come in. All I can hear is the music in my head. I'm sorry. Okay. He spoke in a strange manner as if he wasn't addressing the demons at all. But whom then? A shadow emerged from the corner. The figure stepped into the light, revealing his identity. It was Fincio. So they didn't even manage to capture him? They just let that bitch roll off. We need to cut off the provision routes to the academy. Why would I want the academy? I need the Citadel. The puppy is small, but even he can gnaw at one's throat if he is furious and cunning. That's because you a bitch. And you too scared to approach the Citadel? Shut. That's the truth. You can go ahead and say it. It's better to let him become so weak that he can't bite. One side of Malbon's lips curled up, and his face looked vicious and shrewd at the same time. The grin seemed to say, "I know your motives, old man. I understand everything." Yeah. Exactly. We all know what you really care about here. Come on. Come on. All he cares about is his hatred of my mom, and he's going to do anything. And she's putting everybody in danger by being in charge there, but she's determined to go ahead and do that. Because she thinks that she can handle it, but she's in over her motherfucking head. That's all I'm saying. I like your rage, Fincio. You'll stay by my side as long as you function as a raging engine and not as a hindrance. I know. For a while, Malbon silently examined the maps in front of him. Then, without raising his head, he gave a cold, short order. Cut off the positions routes. I woke up in Lucifer's arms. Oh yeah! If I'm getting like I just saw that cable move. That freaked me out. If I'm getting this vision, can't we like go and defend our routes then? Like we can kind of use this information, but we gotta be careful though, because if he figures out that we're seeing these visions, just like Voldemort, he can kind of give us false visions. Maybe. I don't know. Because if anybody can figure out how to manipulate the connection between us, it will be him. Lucifer looked at me confused, almost frightened. Is everything okay? Sort of. You fainted. I was silent. He took a lock of my hair off my face. What's the matter with you? Or did you just feel the need to lie on my lap? I stood up at once. I wish. Mom, somewhat perplexed, bent over me. What's the matter? I was overwhelmed with excitement. I suddenly realized that the stakes had gone up, and every word I say, every action I take has consequences. And those consequences may affect the fate of many immortals. Is it worth talking about Malbon's plans? Tell them or stay silent. Ooh. Okay, let's think about this. If I tell them, then we can make plans to try to prevent that, but people could get killed by trying to prevent that. And we could overstretch ourselves by having people, because we'll have to remain there, because they'll keep trying to cut off our provision routes. And then we'll provoke the war that's already coming sooner. You know what I mean? But if I stay silent, then we could starve. People are gonna get hurt either way. I feel like I would rather do something, because I feel like we haven't been able to do anything, and finally my powers are giving me something useful here. That's my feeling. Like I just feel this overwhelming feeling of like I want to take some action, you know? At the same time, I don't know how my mom's gonna take this. I don't trust her to do the right thing. She'll probably just throw demons at it. I feel like, though, to me, I feel like it's better. But if I tell them about them, I tell them about the visions. And if they find out about the visions, then she's going to report it to the Citadel. And if they find out I'm having visions of Malbon's plans, they're probably going to want to capture me and keep me and force me to tell them all my visions. But they can't force me because nobody can force to read my mind anymore. They could torture me, you know. I don't put above them. They would do that. I don't think the storyline is going there though. It could. Hunger won't kill us, but it can weaken us tremendously. There's a war coming. We must be prepared. You betrayed Malbon's plan. Your relationship deteriorated. Oh, Lord. Wait. So I'm trying to get Bon out of there, which might mean I need to be closer to him. I don't know how to save Bon. I don't think trying to kill off Malbon is the answer, though. Like, I strongly feel like that's not what they're trying to tell us. Because the fact that there's some sort of path in the middle to begin with, but does that mean that I'm just going to end up with the bad guy? Like, I don't want a masked man situation where I'm running off with the bad guy. That's not what I'm aiming for here. But I'm trying to save Bon, and I feel like that means I need to get closer to Malbon. But I also feel like that's betraying everybody else. Everybody else is suffering for this. You know what? Okay. Let's see how they react, what they say. But honestly, I think I'm going to go back and do that again and choose the other option. I don't know what to do, guys. I'm so... They specifically said your relationship deteriorated. I can't decide if I want a relationship with him at all or not. I don't... My mom wants to take away our provisions. What makes you think that? Another vision. I believe you. Due to high glory, Mom believed you. The atmosphere became tense. No one said anything, but we could all feel it. Our anxiety passed on to the dragons, and they waited impatiently for us to saddle them. We flew faster than the wind. Let's see what she says. As soon as she landed, Mom jumped off her dragon and waved to Geralt. She caught up with him and began to give orders on the go. We urgently need to change the supply route. We'll change it, but we just approved it today. We need to change it. We disappeared within the academy walls. I've done my job, now it's up to the higher ranks to figure it out. Lucifer got off the dragon, looked me up and down carefully. I froze, thinking that he wants to tell me something. We took a few steps back, then turned around and went inside. Let him go with a sort of sadness. It's easier for Lucifer to push me away than to let me in. He thinks that feelings make him weak, and he doesn't want to be weak. That's so immature, I can't even. One day he'll be ready, but it may be too late. Yeah, it is too late. Yeah, it is too late. I've already given up. Which tells me once again I need to build our relationship up with Bon. Oh, who's Malbon? Because I don't know if we should be thinking of them as separate entities. There's no reason why they necessarily have to be. Trying to stuff down Malbon as if he doesn't exist is what got us here in the first place. That was Shefa's response, and I kind of want to do everything out of opposite of what Shefa does. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know you understand my hatred of him, but it may be too late. Maybe we're standing a little further away. Okay. So we're not going to talk about my decision anymore. So that's the extent of what happens when you choose that. Alarm going off. I'm gonna go back and do it the other way, guys. I don't know. My gut is kind of telling me. Well, then Here's the only thing though. Like, should I go the full Monty then? Should I also have a strong connection to Malbon too on top of that? I wonder if I shouldn't just replay everything, build up my connection very strongly to Malbon, and do this, and if that's what all it takes to get somewhere with him. It just has a bad taste in my mouth, like trying to get closer to him because I don't want to. But I want to understand what's going on inside his head because he hasn't explained anything to anyone. Like, why is he doing this? Is it just because he wants war? Does he have an end goal? Like, because the war eventually is going to stop. Somebody's going to win. He thinks it's him. So even if he does win, then what? He just rules? To what end? Because all he cares about is victory. Well, what happens when you have your victory then? Then what do you care about? It's like, is that all there is to him? Is there not? But because Bond is inside of him, I happen to feel like there's more. But I don't want to pursue him. But once again, I think they're the same person. They're connected. You know, they're connected for a reason. What were they like before Shefa shoved down the Malbon perspectives to begin with? Like, because they were both just like fighting for control over each other. Like, is that what his whole goal? He needs control because Shefa made him feel like he didn't have any. Yeah, y'all can see I'm mad at Shefa. I need to know, and I don't think I can get to know unless I get closer to him. So we're gonna try it this way, just making sure that we don't deteriorate our relationship with him during this season. If it requires me to have a strong connection with him, then I'm gonna replay the whole thing. But I probably won't know that until later. You guys give me your opinion on that as well. Oh, that also means we have another chance to act something different here. We know what the moon is about. Let's talk to him how he feels about Malbon. Perhaps the information will be useful to you. Ooh, okay. The Archangel shrugged his shoulders as if that name was unpleasant for him to hear. I, like everyone in the Citadel, do not care for Malbon. The more we talk about him, the more powerful he becomes. I forbade mentioning his name in my house. How is that useful? Just like, once again, there's a lot of comparisons between him and Voldemort. I just can't stop with it because the comparisons keep coming. Like, they didn't like to invoke his name because they felt that would give him power. And later in the books, it actually did. It allowed him to track where Harry was. It said that information would be useful to me. Is it the information useful that they don't care, or that his name makes him more powerful? Should I deny calling him by his name? I have so many questions. Alright, back here, guys. I also had another thought about one of my options in chapter 1. They asked me what I thought about his power. I wonder if I should go back and say impressive. So, therefore, I think that might have built up our relationship as well. Not the only thing I can think about. And as I was doing this, I think I decided I'm going to go ahead and continue playing through episodes 3 and 4. But after that, I'm going to go back and replay it from season 1 again. If I'm going to do this, I need to go full way. So, I'm going to go back, build up a strong connection to Malbon, show you the difference at the Citadel meeting. Next time. And try to choose all the choices this season that get me closer to Malbon. And see where that gets me. I just gotta stick to it. I just gotta stick to it. I can't get scared halfway. like I've been doing, because I haven't made up my mind yet, but I think I've made it up. If this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't know if this saves bonds or not, but all I can think that it might. It's been my biggest chance, I think. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't know if there's any other way, or yeah. I could just be setting myself up to be some sort of evil queen by his side, but I guess we'll find out. That will certainly be interesting. So I'm gonna stay silent. So here we go. It's not worth mentioning. It's nothing. Mom squinted suspiciously and kept staring at me. Are you sure? Your relationship with Malbon improved. Absolutely. It was difficult to say why I kept silent. Did I do it for myself or for him, for the sake of Malbon? The atmosphere became tense. No one said anything, but we could all feel it. Our anxiety passed on to the dragons, and they waited patiently for us to saddle them. Okay, then we flew back. And now what does she do when we get back? When we landed, Mom calmly got off the dragon and slowly walked towards the school. Lucifer got off the dragon. Okay, this time she didn't have any orders. He looked me up and down carefully. Tell me something. I think he's gonna turn away. So let me go. It's too late. Yep. Alright. Mimi was standing a little further away. She waited for me to come closer. Whoa! Dope! That outfit is sick! How did it go? It was tense. Are you okay? Mimi seemed not to listen to me. Her eyes slowly and thoughtfully peered at the horizon behind me. I want to visit my father in jail. Let's go, babes. She looked at me desperately, almost begging. Can you ask Rebecca to let me see him? Sweetheart, we know that's not going to work. So if you want to go, let's just go. FYI, I'll go anyway. It's out of respect for you that I thought I want to do everything right. Her face and voice changed dramatically, and she made her statement, and it stunned me. I froze in surprise and then burst out laughing. What's so funny? Mom is unlikely to allow it. Well, I'll have to break the rules then. Then I'm with you. You could have just asked from the get-go. You could have asked from the get-go. We're going back in the tower? Yeah. She could have asked from the get-go. I would say yes from there. The tower hasn't been restored since the battle. We waited for the night and flew inside through a gaping crack in the wall. We walked along the hallway and stopped in front of a cell that barely survived during the battle. It wasn't that easy. Maman was sitting on the floor with his elbow on his knee, whistling a melody. Dad? Devil girl, what are you doing here? He came close to the cell bars but hesitated a little when he saw me. You were not alone, I see. Ooh. I did kill Satan. Don't know how he'd feel about that. Hello. When will they release you? I don't know. He looked at me. Hope your mother will not rush to chop heads off. She might still need them. She thinks you're somehow connected to Malbon. Maman grimaced as if the very thought of it offended him. I served Satan, and I'm not going to kiss the ass of some newly born sucker. So Satan had nothing to do with it? He turned out to be just a puppet, like many of us. Malbon knew precisely what buttons to push to get the worst out of everyone. For the wound to heal, it must be cleaned out first, or Winchester warned us. For the wound to heal, it must be cleaned out first? What the fuck does that mean? What? I feel like that's a Malbon saying. Now I'm backpedaling again. Do I want to say shit like that? No. Is that what he thinks he's doing? Every time I think I know a direction I want to go, then she'll have options to say shit like this. and I'm left flabbergasted, like knocked on my ass. I don't want to say shit like this. I'm supposed to be playing this game how I want to play it. I'm torn between doing what I think might get, but I don't really know. That's the thing. Oh my god. This is insane. This is insane. For the wound to heal must be cleaned out first. So saying that all these things are a necessary evil, because to make things better, you have to make them worse first. Cause pain to clean it out. But I can't say that without knowing what he means by healing. Like, what does a healed world look like to him? Okay, I'm gonna replay at least this season anyway. Let's just see what it does. Mama looked at me askew, leaning against the bar, squinting at me. So is that what Malbon is doing? Cleansing. That's right. Why are you talking like you know, though? He burst out laughing, and his laughter seemed ominous. What an unexpected curveball. Your bond with Malbon grows stronger. Stop it, Dad. Cleansing. I hate the sound of that. Better tell me, when will you be released? When I feel like I can trust him. You don't trust demons, so that'll be fucking never. So don't say stupid shit like that. Mom? She went to the cell first, followed by Miss Lena and Andy. What's going on with Andy? Her back was unnaturally straight, her shoulders were tense, and her gaze was impatient, as if she was ready for attack. What's going on? Andy spoke, and I shuddered hearing his voice. It had become so cold and frighteningly diligent. I was appointed chief pilot for provisions for this trip. Appointed chief pilot for provisions for this trip. What trip? We flew around the pre-established route, and all of a sudden we got attacked. They obviously knew we were going to pass there. And blame him? Didn't Yao pick the route? What does that have to do with him? So the vision was real. You didn't reveal Malbon's plans, and now the school is running out of food. We have a rat among us that reports everything to Malbon. That must be true of how they knew about the routes to begin with, but he's been in jail this whole time. How exactly would he have gotten in touch with him? But I do wonder who's reporting to Malbon, though. There's no other explanation. Hunger won't kill us, but if Malbon wants to attack us, we won't be able to defend ourselves. I'll try to think of a safe route, but until then, she took the keys out of her pocket. Mimi straightened up. Have you decided to free me? No. I need more immortals. Let's call this a probation. She is? Mama grinned at Mom's arrogance. He didn't seem offended by her tone or the fact that she was a former unclaimed. When you're confident in yourself and your strengths, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Satan's dead. I was left behind as if I were a simple unclaimed. For now, I'm interested in being on your side. For now? Yes, for now. Mom froze with the key in the keyhole. She looked at him, analyzing what she had just heard. The door of the cell opened. For now, I'm okay with that. Mama came out slowly, imposingly, as if he wasn't coming out of a damp cell from his own chambers to greet his guests. Well, The cell behind Maman became dark like a crypt. Through the only window in the dungeon, we saw the sky blackening with birds. This again? Without saying a word, we rushed outside. Like the attack before. We froze, throwing our heads back, staring silently at the sky. I felt Mom's shoulder resting against mine. Hundreds of thousands of Sabantras flew past us. He's raising an army. Looked at my mother, surprised by the cold despair in her voice. All the creatures will be on his side. One of the birds separated from the flock and flew right at us. I jerked back, ready for an attack. Everything is happening all over again. But Sabandra, instead of attacking, stopped in front of me. It jerked its head to one side then the other, then took a step forward. I shuddered, but Mom didn't move an inch. Sabandra lowered his head and dropped a letter at Mom's feet, then disappeared among its flock. Mom picked up the letter, opened it, and began to read aloud. I don't want war. But there's no cure for a fish that rots from the head down. All that remains is to cut his head off. Are you talking about killing Shefa? Because if he is, that might be a plan I can get behind. Still feels like the wrong way to go about it, doesn't it? How else do you do it though? It's easy to say. But how else? They don't listen or respect anyone at all. And Shefa feels like he doesn't give a shit one way or the other. He could have just told me, like, cause he said what? It'll be my choice whether or not to lead his children down the right path. So what exactly does he think is the right path? Because from the choices that he made, he thinks that this is the right path, and it's not. So do I really want to lead them down his right path? But is Malbon's path really right? Mom shuddered and closed her eyes. Her hands were trembling. It's like he's... The angel reacted immediately to the sign. A sharp blade flashed in the air. The head rolled across the scaffold. Mom continued reading without paying attention to the hoarseness in her throat. Okay, there's more. I warned all rotting heads. I will cleanse your souls with blood. Mom didn't move. She looked at this letter and didn't say anything, and then suddenly crumpled it up, tore it to pieces, and threw it into the wind. We'll see. She turned around and resolutely went inside. I'm gonna split this up into two. I'm gonna do episodes 3 and 4 on their own. This was a long episode because of how much stuff to unpack in there, and it was really. I take a long time to decide shit. I know I do, but I'm just trying to figure this out the best way that I can. Wow. Okay. So he is trying to cleanse by cutting the head off and getting rid of all the rotting pieces. But at the same time, he doesn't care about who gets in his way either. And the Citadel is not going to go to him. And because of Fincio, he's choosing to attack the Academy first. The only people here who hold on, let me try to collect my thoughts. So he's willing to just attack the academy just because. Just because it's funny to amuse Fincio at the same time. But even though he said that he's trying to go from the top down, so shouldn't he just head straight to the Citadel? Or is he afraid of some sort of pincer attack where he's attacking the Citadel head on and we come up and attack him from behind? I just feel drained, man. There's too many episodes to get through. Lord. The story is something else. And not always in a good way. Either. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on the whole Malbon situation. What do you guys think? You always have some really good theories. Go ahead and let me know, because I don't know what to think, and I need some outside opinions here. Desperately. I could check Reddit. However, I don't want to do that until I read episodes 3 and 4 because I don't want to be spoiled. I want everything to be fresh and new for me. So I'm gonna have to play 3 and 4 before I can kind of gain some clarity on what other people are feeling. And I need to post this to see what you guys are feeling about it as well. Sometimes you guys spoil a little bit for me too, so I might want to quickly go ahead and play 3 and 4 before I read any comments on this video. So I don't get spoiled there either, so we can just have a full-on discussion, discussing everything, without having to worry about information being out there. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, despite my rage, then go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.